Agreed to, and I call the member for Bean.
Thanks, Deputy Speaker, and I rise to speak in favour of the substantive bill. Deputy Speaker, it's not always been particularly clear during the course of this debate the position of those opposite, because if you actually went on the content of their speeches, you would assume that maybe that they were opposed to it, or in the case of the previous speaker, we had a combination of what seemed to be both a mixture of speculative fiction and also a bit of a frolic down country roads that didn't seem to be entirely relevant. But lots of potholes, it's true. We even get them down in Tuggeranong as well too. But, Deputy Speaker, what I know, though, is if the substantive bill passes from July 1 this year, the Albanese Labor government will deliver a tax cut for every taxpayer in my electorate of Bean and across the country. That's what we will deliver. That's the outcome that will come through the passage of this bill. This government understands that the post-COVID global economy is not what we thought it would be 5 years ago. Taxpayers in Bean have endured a multifaceted cost of living crisis, and I believe they deserve a tax cut. Deputy Speaker, when the member for Cook's tax plan was legislated 5 years ago, it did not factor in a global pandemic, a global inflation spike, successive interest rate rises and greater global uncertainty, and it did not do enough to help those who have been put under the most pressure by these changing circumstances. And, Deputy Speaker, when the circumstances change, changing policy is the responsible thing to do. Deputy Speaker, no matter who you are, this Albanese Labor government will make sure you pay less tax. We understand that family budgets are under pressure right now, and taking that pressure off family budgets is our #1 priority. In the ACT, 79% of taxpayers will be better off, and locally in my electorate of Bean, the best part of the ACT and Norfolk Island, 83% of taxpayers will benefit from these changes. And, Deputy Speaker, of these taxpayers, I think of the hard-working retail worker at South Point Shopping Centre in Tuggeranong, who, after deciding to increase their hours, now earns $30,000. Under the previous plan, the previous combination of the previous tax package, this retail worker would have paid $1,942 in income tax. Under our plan, they'll now receive a tax cut of $354. And in addition to this tax cut, that retail worker will also benefit by $172 from the increase of the Medicare levy low-income thresholds. And, Deputy Speaker, I think of the primary school teacher in Bean working at St Clair of Assisi's primary school in Lanyon, earning $85,000 per year. Well, that teacher will now get a tax cut of $1,800 per year come July the 1st. And, Deputy Speaker, I think of the electrician working on construction sites across Denman Prospect in the Molonglo Valley, earning $110,000 per year. Well, they'll now get a tax cut of more than $2,400 a year. And, Deputy Speaker, I think of the software engineer working at Services Australia, and pity the software engineers working at Services Australia because of all the work they have to do because of the messes that they're cleaning up. Just next to my electorate office in Greenway down in Tuggeranong, on more than $140,000, they'll now get a tax cut of $3,700. And, Deputy Speaker, I think of the nurse working at Uniting Aged Care in Gordon, who will now get an additional $1,500 tax cut, in addition to the great work of this government increasing minimum pay right across aged care last year. Deputy Speaker, I think of the family in the Molonglo Valley on an average household income around $130,000, with one partner working in the public service earning $80,000 and the other working with a local business earning $50,000 per year. Their combined tax cut will be over $2,600. Which is about $50 a week and $1,600 more than they would have got under the old plan. Deputy Speaker, practically this tax relief means fuel for the car, more money for household bills, or for many others, it may simply mean that the good residents of Bean will have that extra bit of breathing room in their weekly budget. Deputy Speaker, the Treasurer made clear last week when he introduced this legislation that these tax cuts are about supporting the hard work of people who make our economy and our country strong. They are about supporting people who work hard so that they can provide for their loved ones and get ahead. They are about doing more than just acknowledging that people are under pressure. They're about recognising that aspiration in this country is not and should not be limited to people who are already doing pretty well. Middle Australia is aspirational Australia, where people work hard to give their kids a better chance. Labor believes that whether you earn 40 grand, 140 grand or 240 grand, you deserve a tax cut on July 1, and that's what we'll be delivering on July 1 this year. But, Deputy Speaker, the opposition have given up on being a credible alternative government. The Liberals and Nationals have made it clear that they do not want these tax cuts for Middle Australia. You've heard it through most of their speeches. But to be fair, Deputy Speaker, they think they are Middle Australia. So it's not a surprise that they see anything below that as undeserving of tax cuts. The member for Fraser immediately denounced his support for Middle Australia and committed to repealing it. They have consistently over the last 12 months responded to cost of living measures with one word: no. They've given up pretending to care about delivering responsible cost of living support for families in Bean and right across the country. While those opposite are working out who plays who in the next series of nemesis, we on this side of the parliament have rolled out electricity bill relief, cheaper childcare, increased rent assistance, cheaper medicines, with boosted income support payments. We've provided thousands of fee-free TAFE places in this region and right around the country. We're building more affordable homes. We're expanding paid parental leave. We're creating jobs and we're getting wages moving again in workplaces where workers are finally getting the balance of rights back in the right balance again. And now, just to add to that, Deputy Speaker, we will be the party in government to add providing every Australian with a tax cut to that growing list of cost of living measures. Deputy Speaker, under Labor, more people are working, more people are earning more, and under our plan, more people will keep more of what they earn. I stand here proud to be part of a government that is delivering real cost of living relief to families in my community, is happy to respond when the circumstances demand it, and providing that support to every community right across the country. I commend this bill to the House.